You are not supposed to see that. Go away. Welcome in, welcome in. I am so sorry for that. You should not have seen that little, there. Welcome in, welcome in. I hope you all are doing this, or at least doing well. Hey, what can I say? It's not a stream without a little bit of scuff, huh, Crimmy? I'm glad you were able to join us. Welcome in. I do apologize if anything is a little scuffy or if my mic is too quiet. yeah, scuff is scuff. What can I say? Anyways, I hope you all are doing well this wonderful evening, so to speak. It is a very, how do I put it? It's a very cold evening for me, unfortunately. What can I say? I don't know how to control the temperature yet in the void, but I'll figure it out. Anyways, for all you newcomers, so to speak, I guess introductions are in order. My name is Astaria Rosella Nova. Please, call me Nova. And oh, you would say that. You of all people would say that. Jeez, interrupting my intro. Really. Anyways, so I had gotten some feedback over my ASMR first night at least, and people seem to enjoy it. So I figured we'd do it again. And make it like a little series in a sense. A time to just calm down, ease into the night, have a little bit of quiet time, and maybe hear a story, you know? And luckily, to go with the theme of the last one about how the Cosmic Garden came to be, I think I know the perfect story. So, as some of you may know, I am half demon, half dragon. I know, a bit of a twist, so to speak. But you might be wondering about my parents. Well, tonight, I figured, why not lighten the mood with a little love story about a dragoness and a demon and how they overcame a very awkward situation, so to speak. And as some of you may see, I do have emotes now. Not many, I do apologize, but I also have redeems, specifically for ASMR nights. So, feel free to use them when you can, or whenever you please. Yeah. Yeah, like that one. But, yeah. So, let me tell you the story of the Cosmic Fire. A story about my mother and my father and how they met. It was quite a long time from what my father used to tell me. My mother, surprisingly enough, was a full-blooded dragon. I know, shocking. She's not a humanoid dragon like some people believe. Full, four-legged body, long tail, horns, wings, no hair on her head, but a lot of scales. And in honesty, if I were to ever show a picture of my family, you'd only see her pinky claw. Yeah. But my mom was definitely special. How do I put it? She wasn't just a dragon like any other that you would hear in legends and myth here on Earth. She was from a different planet entirely, one that was dying out very quickly. My name is actually based off of my mother's homeworld, Astaria, a planet in the third cosmos from the sun. Like if you take this solar system's sun. Jump another 3 suns away. It's that final planet that, scuff, my mother called home. The planet of Astaria. It's, from what my mother used to tell me, it was beautiful. There was so much life there. Dragons of all different colors and species. Ones that had wings, or others who had no rings. Others who had lots of horns, but none who had horns. Like, there were so many different kinds of dragons. No two were the same. And my mom, she was a bright purple dragon. Almost a pinkish hue like the galaxy itself. She was stunning. She still is. But when her home, unfortunately, was put into turmoil, only she could save her kind. What had happened was that the 3 moons of the Rosaria galaxy had crashed into the sun, basically snuffing it out. And all the stronger dragons, at least, turned to my mother for help, because only she knew the ability to create portals, different dimensions. And with her guiding light, she led all the dragons into different portals so they could escape and find new homes. But by then, she was already drained of her power. All she could muster was a small, weak portal to Earth, and she was alone. From what my mom told me, when she first saw Earth, it was desolate. It was covered in water. There was barely any green on it except for a large rock. And it was there that she decided to make that her new nest. But it was definitely quiet, lonely. She was able to wait for the flowers to bloom, and she saw beauty once more. She passed that way, just staring at the nature, watching evolution go by for another, maybe a few millennia. By then, the waters had receded. Life flourished on the land. Different biomes, different continents started to grow. From one giant landmass in a huge body of water, suddenly separating into 7 different areas altogether. Climates changing, the plants growing, the animals blossoming and evolving. She said it was glorious. It was beautiful to her. I don't blame her. Even now, when I learn about Earth's history, it is stunning. But to her, it was still lonely. Even if she did make friends, they would all age and die before her. She thought she would be that way forever. At least until one day. It was about the time of the Spartan army taking over and declaring war on many continents. My mom was staying out of it. She's not the type for fighting, and neither am I. That's more my brother's route. She felt something odd in the air. A type of malice, or just an energy in general that made her uncomfortable. So she decided to come down from her mountain and take a look. And from the earth, a giant crack split under her feet. One that seemed to burn with the magma deep below the earth's crust. But she could also feel so many energies from below. Ones filled with pride, greed, sloth, gluttony. The most overwhelming of all was a feeling of lust that disgusted her. From that crack in the ground rose a demon that was much smaller than her. Well, she was a massive dragon, what do you expect? Probably about 6'4" at max, is what my mother used to tell me, although my father would argue otherwise. Jet black hair that seemed to fade to a crimson red at the tips, curled horns like a ram, pointed ears, and skin as pale as snow. Does that explain a bit about me then? Yeah, that was my dad. Zolaris Nefiria. That's his name. My dad was one of the main generals and torturers in the Lust Ring. I'm not going to say that he was subtle, that's for sure. He still flirts with my mom like crazy. But still, the fact still remains is it was quite a shock to my father when he came up to the surface to see this massive dragon in front of him. And my mother, now that she had basically filled up on her magic, decided to use telepathy to speak to this odd demon that came before her, asking him what he wanted. Why was he here? And he merely said one thing: I want to escape. Can you help me? That's right. My dad was a prisoner in his own way. He wanted to see the new world. He wanted to get away from his home. Not by threat, not for reasons that were malicious or dire. He just wanted to get away. And I guess it was that led my mom to kind of feel sorry for him in a sense. She seemed to sense his deep sorrow. And it was from there that they grew closer. Of course, the size difference was a little awkward. But for the next few centuries, they thrived together. They grew closer. And soon enough, they fell in love. They were happy together. And it wasn't until my mom ended up laying her first egg that turmoil truly set in. Around then, it had reached the medieval period. There were so many myths and legends about demons and dragons already because of my mother and father that warriors all around the globe started to hunt down my parents. And unfortunately, on that day, they had found my mother's nest. They attempted to steal that one little egg. And my mom, excuse me a second. Sorry, got a little, gone. Okay. Sorry about that. Had a little hiccup with some thoughts. You never know when they come around. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. So these warriors had discovered my mother's nest. And it was there that my father almost lost his life trying to fight them off. My mother stood strong, being a barrier for that little egg. But in a moment of hesitation, my mother used her power again. She swore to herself she would never use it. But she opened up a portal, gave the egg to my father, and nudged him through, letting the portal seal behind him. He ended up not too far from the nest, but enough that he wasn't in danger. The egg wasn't in danger, But my mother was still back there. My father had no clue what happened, if she was okay. In a time of grief, my father stored the egg somewhere warm and immediately took to the air back to the nest, hopefully to save his beloved. Well, when I tell you that my father is very scary, you better believe it. He may be a demon of lust, but dang, Dad is terrifying. He even scares me sometimes. His eyes turned a deep red as he arrived at the nest and saw my mother collapsed. Scars all over her body. Her scales more red than purple. And the warriors about to basically ring the bell, if you know what I mean. Do my mother in one last time. That is until my father snapped. His power grew, and he became more terrifying. His eyes almost seemed to fade black from what my mother used to tell me. His horns sharp, his fangs sharper. It seemed that he lost control entirely. And in one swift strike, the warriors were gone. Thank you for the lurk, Rowdy. Hope you enjoyed the story. But yeah, my father had defeated all the warriors, but not before running over to his beloved in worried fear for her life. Was he too late? Well, thankfully not. My mother was okay. Lost the tip of her tail, but she was okay. Maybe a few chips in her horns, but who notices? Later on, after tending to my mother, he went back down to get the egg and come back to the nest. Together, they rebuilt. And it seemed that their love is what helped their hearts grow closer. And that love was also then absorbed into the egg, which on one bright moonlit night started to hatch. And what came out of that egg? Well, let's just say you guys know her well. So that's the story of my mother and my father, and how two unlikely species. Welcome in, Joseph. Wow, you have timing, and oh my gosh, starting a hype train on ASMR night. Are you kidding me? I will say you are definitely a little late there, buddy. You just missed our story. But thank you so much for the bits, and thank you for the hype train. That is so kind of you. I will say I have certain redeems just for ASMR nights. So feel free to take a look, okay? I just finished up a story, but I don't mind telling you another if you'd like. Figured extend ASMR night a little bit, since my very first one was kind of short. Anyways, basically, I just finished the story of how my mother met my father. What other stories could I tell you? I think I know the perfect one to finish this. Finish telling you guys about my family, at least. So, if you guys had not seen my last ASMR VOD, I am not alone in my family. I have my mother, Asaria, I have my father, Demnos, but then I also have a baby brother by the name of Demnos. Now unlike me, he's not more dragon-blooded like I am. Demnos is actually more demonic, surprisingly. See, the horns and the ears and the skin are from my father, but the wings are all my mother, as well as my hair color, and my eyes as well. My brother, on the other hand, has dark black hair. Though, to be honest, it's more dark red, but he thinks black is so much cooler. I won't deny, but, you know, at least I don't dye my hair. Anyways, Demnos' wings are a bit different from mine. His are more like my dad's. Oh, little bit of scuff. Sorry about that. Happens sometimes. But Demnos has fiery wings, literally ignited at the tips. He gets that from my dad, if anything. Which, I mean, it's cool in its own way, but at least until I can figure out the portal jumps, I can at least tell you that my wings actually have magical glyphs on them. It's the only way I can fly. Right now, I can't. In honesty, I suck. But my brother, he idolized my father. When my dad told him the story of how my parents met, he was awestruck. And that was the first time I ever saw the stars in his eyes. My brother had joined the army in the Wrath Ring and decided to be a commander, like my father was. Though, I won't deny that my brother was not the best at leading. He was more self-centered than I am. But it doesn't mean that he doesn't love his family. You can check him out over in my YouTube channel as well if you'd like. Get a little closer glimpse of my brother. He definitely follows my father's blood when it comes to the ladies. While me, I just try to be there for everyone. It wasn't only until recently that my brother actually came home. He was done due to, unfortunately, an injury in his wing. He decided to stay home and help me out with my videos every so often. He'll pop in for a dance or two, or, you know, just be a show-off. That's my brother. That's Demnos for ya. But it wasn't also until recently that someone who my mother thought was lost for so long was finally found, along with a new member of the family. See, my mother is the only dragon on Earth, but that doesn't mean that there are many more out there. And surprisingly enough, one dragon found her way to us. And that dragon was actually my mother's sister. Her name is Lunaria, and she has a daughter my age by the name of Nebi. I was so happy to find out that I had a cousin, especially one that's a girl. Seriously, it gets tiring dealing with my brother every day. Like, legit. But I got to meet my cousin Nebi, and how do I describe her? Well, one, she is true blue in every sense of the word, even in her colors. But she has a mighty power over water, one that I never expected. She can control the oceans at will, just like her mother, just like my aunt. And it was spectacular. It was as if she was the moon itself, controlling the tide, controlling the pull of the water. It was beautiful. It was something I never expected, which means that I have much more to study about my bloodline. Sure, I can only use the power of the roses to come see you guys and bring you guys to me, to the Cosmic Garden. That doesn't mean that I might have more powers in my blood that I've known. Who knows? I might figure something out. But now knowing I have a huge family, and maybe many more out there that I just haven't met yet, from demons and dragons alike. Maybe someday I'll find my soulmate as well. I know he's out there. I just have to keep looking. And one day, I'll find him. I know, kind of sappy, huh? But figured start with a love story and the lovey-dovey topic, you know? Why not? Either way, to all my starries out there who had stuck around through this, take this as my way of saying you are loved, you are cherished, you are wanted, you are needed. But no matter what, you'll always be at home here. I will always welcome you with open wings. Thank you, Joseph. That's kind of the point of ASMR nights. I wanted to basically help you guys after a long, stressful week, help you into a peaceful sleep. And even if you're not sleepy, to at least enjoy yourself. And like I said, I have special redeems set up just for ASMR night if you are still awake. I made sure to lower the price a little bit than the usual redeems. Some are still normal priced. That's, you gotta expect that. But there are other redeems there, just in case. If you are getting sleepy, we do have a redeem that is a custom good night. We have a couple for if you want me to say a certain thing, or you feel like you ever need a little bit of praise. But don't worry, no matter what, you are accepted here. It's the point of the Cosmic Garden. All of you are my starries, and I will welcome you with open wings. You are loved, you are cherished, you are treasured. You will never be alone. And no matter what, remember that you did your best. No matter what you've done, whether it's getting through a day of work, going to school, doing an art project, or even just, completing a level of a game. You've done your best, and your best is more than enough. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you, my starries. I promise. We'll do more ASMR nights like this. I would greatly enjoy doing these, as well as doing my usual chaotic streams, my little adventures in the other worlds. I think for now, it is almost time. Merely because there's not that many, so I'd like to extend these ASMR nights a little slowly, Welcome in, Xavier. Thank you so much for joining. I guess since you are a new guest here, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Astaria Rosella Nova, but please call me Nova. Half demon, half dragon, all those cosmic vibes. Welcome to our ASMR bedtime story night. Okay, I guess I will extend the time a little bit. Geez, already getting new people in. Kinda shocking, but I'm happy. Really happy. Oh, um, we do have a we do have a Discord. Give me a second to get the link for you, okay? And I will probably pin it at the top too. I forgot to do that. No. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a little ditzy of me. So, if you give me just a moment, I will be right back, okay? I just gotta, I gotta go dig it out. Okay, Petal, where'd you leave? I know I put the Discord link here somewhere. Hey, come on, Petal, let it go. Give it. Give it. Petal, give it back. Oh my god. Just Petal. Jesus. Give me a moment. Petal, can I have the link back, please? Come on. Really? Not now. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna... Okay. Okay, so there, that, nope, this. Come on, Petal. Uh, sorry about that. This little mischievous panda on my shoulder is Petal. A bit of a wild one, but you know. Okay, now that I got it pinned up for you, yeah, I have a Discord, and you are free to join it whenever you please. There we have community game nights every Sunday, as well as plenty of channels that you can share your artwork, or you can make suggestions for ASMR nights like tonight, which will be every Friday. For right now, anyways, or every other Friday, depending on what's going on, because, you know, life. I am so sorry about that. Anyways, how about we finish this with one last story about a certain little, Badger, you don't have to do that. You're already in the Discord. You're fine. You don't need to... Welcome in, Badger. So glad to see you. I figured I'd tell one last story for tonight before we raid out. How's that? And for all you starries who are recent, or at least recently joining after a while, I do have redeems specifically for ASMR nights. Please feel free to check them out and use them whenever you want, okay? Anyways, I've spoken about my parents. I've spoken about my brother. Now how about this little one on my shoulder? I don't show him often. Yes, Badger, one more story, okay? And this one, well, it's about this little one right here. So, as some of you might not know, this little one on my shoulder is named Petal. And I met him a long time ago. Thankfully, with my mother's help and my dad's help as well. He won't age, and he'll stick around for a long time. And I promise when I save up enough, I might make him be able to read you guys' messages out loud as a redeem. Yeah? But let me tell you how I met my little buddy Petal. And by all means, I would love to see fan art of Petal as well, if you want. I enjoy all doodles and artwork in my channel. If you are an artist or just anything like that, you will always be accepted. Just like how I accept this little one. Now see, when I first left my home, it was quite a long time ago. By then, it was still, say, early hundreds, give or take, early 200s at max. There were so many jungles. There were so many different lands I had never seen. And I wanted to go see it all. By then, Demnos, my baby brother, was still just a hatchling. But he really didn't care about me all that much. He was more attached to my dad. By then I was at least, I think about 2 centuries old. So about what you humans or you people would call 200 years, give or take. It's been a long time. So I left the nest and went out on my own. In all my adventures, I had seen so many lands, deserts, towns, cities, kingdoms, different oceans, different islands. It was all so beautiful. All the flowers, all the plants, all the people. It was stunning. Every place had its own beauty that no one would ever expect. And it wasn't until I played a place that I landed called China that I saw a bunch of big animals that had black and white spots on them, munching on this stalk-like plant that people called bamboo. It wasn't until later that I found out these creatures were called pandas. And I admit, I adored them. They were adorable. But boy, were they not. They were not hyper. No. They were sluggish. They were hungry. They were adorable. And they're fluffy. I wanted one for myself. But unfortunately, they were like too big and I could only fly so far. Like, even if I actually, try hard enough to fly. But the fact still remains is that I couldn't take them with me. And it sucked. I wanted a panda so badly. After some time finding the blue rose and discovering my powers, like my mother's, to create portals into different dimensions, that's when the loneliness hit. And now that I think back on it, I wonder if that's how my mother felt when she left her homeworld. Although with me, it was more choice rather than forced. The fact still remains. Being able to manipulate the space itself, I was able to create a vast garden with many different types of plants, flowers, create its temperature, create basically everything in that little pocket dimension that some of you starries may know well. The fact still remains is that I had the power to create anything I wanted. Just like I made sure that when you join, you starries can create whatever you want in that little pocket dimension as well. And all will be accepted. But before I met all of my starries, I was all alone in that vast beauty of the world. the world I created. I wasn't sure what to do. And that's when I thought back about the pandas. I tried my hand at making small birds and small little animals like squirrels and rabbits. See if it would work. It did, but not for very long. They had the lifespan of normal animals, so they died, unfortunately, quickly. So I was scared. If I tried to make something as big as a panda, it might die quicker. I couldn't handle that. I'd already said goodbye to too many friends during my travels. Then it hit me. The small critters were able to live longer than usual animals if I poured a little bit more magic and kept their bodies small. So why don't I do that for pandas? They won't have that much energy to burn. They won't need that much power to function. And so, with a deep breath and an image in my mind, I used some of my special pollen and started to create. I had hoped that this would work, and lo and behold, it did. Because from that small little glowing orb of power jumped this little one. And I guess I might have overdone it with power, because even after such a long time, Petal is still with me, right here on my shoulder. He can handle the jumps. He can handle the portals and the power. He can handle the adventures. And I know, just like me, he's here to stay. And that is the story of how I made my little friend Petal, and why he's here with me now, and why he's here to stay. I guess you could say he's the garden mascot in a sense. But I hope you all enjoyed that little story time, or maybe triple story series, I guess. I never expected to tell 3 stories today. I thought at least 1, but you guys just keep coming in, which it makes me happy, my starries. And trust me, every little view and every little message from you guys, even you guys joining the Discord just to say hi or just check on everything, it means a lot to me, more than you guys can expect. And with that, I want to say my biggest thank you to my viewers, to my mods, to my subscribers, to my followers, to the lurkers, to the redeemers. Thank you, all of you. You do so much more for me than you understand. Just being here and knowing that I can bring you guys a peace of mind means more to me than any of you will understand. Big love and thank you to you too, Badger. Really, I really never thought I'd get this far, but it's thanks to all of you that I am where I am today. Over 100 followers, finally affiliated, and knowing that my little story times and my shenanigans actually make someone's day a little brighter. That's all I ever wanted. So truly, thank you. I will say, I do also have a Ko-Fi. I'll get the link up there in a little bit, but I do have a Ko-Fi as well. Currently, the only goal on there is to someday get a better bit of tech, so that way I can not have so much scuff, you know? But I'm not asking you guys, okay? Right now, I just want to help you all have pleasant dreams after a stressful week. It's Friday night. What do you expect? Everyone deserves a good night's sleep. Now, if you guys have points that you want to redeem, I am allowing one free redeem, which I will do for you myself. Okay? So all my chatters, one at a time. If you have a special redeem you want to try out, or if you just want a special way of saying goodnight, feel free to say so now. Okay, guys? Feel free to check out the redeems and what they do. Some of them allow you to type your own things. Like if you have something you want me to say. Or if there's anything really. There are more redeems that unfortunately are not up there, but that's only because they're meant for bigger streams or more hyper and chaotic streams. But if you guys want to test them out, feel free. You should have your own antimatter now. But in the meantime, if nobody's interested, I think tonight we can read out and say goodnight. At least until next week, okay? So, thank you so much, guys, for coming into my bedtime story ASMR. I hope you all enjoyed it. And really, it means so much to me that you guys even came. Truly, it means so much. If it weren't for all of you, I wouldn't be where I am today. Thank you. Avi, it's been so long. Oh, welcome. I'm just saying goodnight. But thank you guys so much. Truly, they mean a lot. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be where I am today. Thank you. And I truly look forward to seeing what the future holds. For all of you, my starries, and for any who watch in the future VODs, because I will be posting this on YouTube. Thank you. And know that you are treasured, you are loved, you are wanted, and you are needed. You've done your best, and your best is more than enough. No matter what, the Cosmic Garden will always have its gates open, and I will be waiting with open wings. I hope you all have pleasant dreams, and I hope to see you guys again next time. Otherwise, Sunday will be community game night. And hopefully, more adventures will be waiting in the cosmos ahead. So remember, my starries, stay weird, stay wonderful, stay chaotically you, okay? And I will see you all in my next adventures, or even in the Discord later on. I hope you all have pleasant dreams. Since it's such a calm night, let's read out to someone who is also doing ASMR, huh? Or at least try to see. And feel free to send clips that you enjoyed as well, by all means. I enjoy it. Let's see. Who can we read out to tonight? It's a calm evening. So, Not that many people available at the moment. At least, not many who are playing cozy games. Okay. I have the perfect idea. So, this person is actually an old friend of mine. It's not quite a comfy game, so to speak, but some people have actually fallen asleep to it, I guess, in a sense. I think we should go spread the cosmic vibes to an old friend of mine. By the name of Skippy Skippity. No, not like that. Swear to God, if you guys say Skippity, I'll tell Skip. No, he's playing Look Outside. Now, that's a game that personally I've never heard of, but it's definitely not for the faint of heart. Badger! No! Bad Badger! Oh, lordy. Anyways, Skippy was from V-Civ long ago for me, and I think you guys might like him. He's playing Look Outside. So, hey Lavi, could you make a raid message real quick if you're still here? Whatever message you want to work with, and by all means, use the emotes as well, okay? Lavi. Oh, I hope Lammy's still here. Yes, she is. Okay. Lavi, can you make a raid message real quick? Please? You're still my mod, in a sense. Pretty please. No, not Skibbity Raid. If I have to, I'll do it myself. Just something comfy, cozy. I trust your judgment, Lavi. Unless I accidentally put her to sleep again. Wouldn't be the first time. Alright, give me a second. I got it. You're not... Badger. Goofy. Let's just say Friday nights aren't always meant for the comfy quiet, you know? Let's do... Since I think at this point all of us are feeling it. Let's do Comfy EP Raid. And make sure... oh! Poor Badger. Oh no, I guess we'll have to wait until Badger comes back. This is the first time I think ads have actually appeared, which is absolutely funny. Hey, welcome back, Badger. I think that was the first time I ever had someone get stuck in ads on my channel, on my stream. That is hilarious. Well, if you don't want ads, you know there's a little button there. If you know, you know. It doesn't cost that much monthly, but you know, it's that one. It's over there. It's this subscribe. You know. Anyways, make sure you guys copy the raid message, okay? If you guys don't want to be so eepy, then I think this will wake you up. It's a little bit ooky spooky, from what I can see. But this is, I think this guy, this one you'll have fun in. Especially since Skippy is not the type to play horror raids. Or horror games. But it's definitely ooky spooky. So, how about we go spread some of those cosmic vibes to my old friend, Skippy. Yeah? Make sure to copy the raid message. And I hope to see you all next time, okay? Have a wonderful night, all of my starries. And I'll see you all in the waking world. Bye, guys. See you next time. No problem, Frog. You're just in time for the raid. If you want to copy that raid message above, we're about to go see Skippy, who's playing Look Outside. Good night, everyone. And I'll see you next time.